Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Kathleen Kennedy, she's wheeled herself out of the depths of Lucasfilm to begin the premature blame game for Star Wars The Acolyte and Star Wars in general. That's right. Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy says a lot of women in Star Wars struggle with fan attacks, quote, because of the fan base being so male-dominated. Is that why they were trying to replace it with women then? Is that why everyone likes Princess Leia? What? Huh? What are you talking about, mate? No. It's because you've been making garbage products. That's all it is. It's funny how certain women don't face the ire of anyone. And it's all fine. You dunce. How just... It's so disingenuous. I hate these arguments. But anyway, let's take a look, shall we? Hit subscribe if you're newer, folks. Turn the bell notifications on. And if you like what I do here, support further via Patreon. First link down below. Anyway. So, this is part of a wider conversation that she did as an interview with the New York Times. This is all to do with, The Acolyte, basically. But there's some interesting excerpts just specifically about Star Wars. So we're covering it and sort of doing bit by bit, essentially. Breaking a larger piece down into more, poignant chunks. So this is what it's from, the New York Times. You're going to have a weird account to view it there. So we're not going to go there. I don't want them to have my details. Anyway. So it says here, in a new interview with the New York Times for the upcoming Star Wars series The Acolyte, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy said she is aware that women in the space franchise, alright, space opera, but fine, are often attacked online more than men. Are they, though? Are they? Because the whole, Rose Tico situation, most people didn't attack her. They were like, why have you put this character in here? Why have you made her ugly? Because, the actor behind Rose Tico was, relatively, attractive woman, but they uglified her, so people were like, why are you making her ugly? They weren't attacking her. They were like, why have you done this to this individual? And largely, people have supported Daisy Ridley, largely, especially more recently, which, fine, sure, do whatever you like. I don't feel like people have attacked women more so than men. I think that's a false... I reject that narrative straight off, unless people can show me demonstrable evidence of that on a large scale. But I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. So anyway... and it says this, because of the fan base being so male-dominated. So it's just, apparently men just hate women is what you're saying. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. Yeah, no, that's not true. It's just not true. Unbelievable. It says this, female stars Daisy Ridley and Kelly Marie Tran certainly faced online harassment from toxic fans when the most recent Star Wars film trilogy was released, and now The Acolyte is already being attacked in certain corners of the fandom. No one's attacking The Acolyte for the women. People are... What? People are going, hey, Leslie Headland's the former assistant to Harvey Weinstein. She's probably got some skeletons in the closet. She probably does. Anyone who doesn't think that, you're a moron. And no one's attacking Star Wars The Acolyte as a product of being, having women. They're attacking it because it looks like shit. You disingenuous turds. How bizarre. FYI, I'll watch this show, as I always do, right? I review each piece of media as it is, on its own merit. So, the trailer releases, I review that. It looks like garbage. Some of the designs are creatively bankrupt and crap. And then I'll watch the show and I'll give you my actual opinion on it. If it changes, I'll tell you it's changed. God. Anyway, it says this. The Acolyte is an original story created by Leslie Headland that's set long before the events of The Phantom Menace. Headland, known for directing films such as Sleeping with Other People. Great. And co-creating Netflix's hit comedy series Russian Doll, is the first woman to serve as showrunner of a Star Wars series. Who cares? If she's the first woman to serve as showrunner. We've had directors... What? Honestly. I don't think there was a significant amount of hate for Kelly Marie Tran as an individual, people were like, why have you done this to her character, Rose Tico? What have you done to her? You know, why did you uglify her? Why did you, you know, just introduce her and then put her to one side? Like, it was commentary about certain things you did with characters. Like, Daisy Ridley herself didn't face huge amounts of backlash. It was, you've created a Mary Sue. That's what the commentary was about. It's so disingenuous. All of this stuff is so incredibly disingenuous. Always is. Now it says this, as reported by the Times, a loud primordial part, what, we Neanderthals, of the Star Wars fandom has pushed back in predictable fashion against the show. Why are there so many women, girls, and minority characters increasingly dominating the ranks of the Jedi? That is a perfectly legitimate question. No, guys, don't trust your own eyes. No, we're definitely changing everything, but you can't ask why. Oh, alright then, I'll just fucking shut up then. It's a perfectly legitimate question. There's no hatred there. It's why are women and girls and minority characters dominating the ranks of the Jedi? What's wrong with asking that? Can't notice things though, can you? That's racist and sexist. Douchebags. Reads a comment on the Acolyte trailer, with others expressing similar worldview. So? And some other trolls have nicknamed Headland's series the Wokelite. That's not that funny, to be fair. My belief is that storytelling does need to be representative of all people, Kennedy told Publication about her support for Headland's The Acolyte. That's an easy decision for me. What about the white men then? Operating within these giant franchises now with social media and the level of expectation, it's terrifying. I think Leslie has struggled a little bit with it. I think a lot of the women who step into Star Wars struggle with this a bit more because of the fan base being so male dominated. They sometimes get attacked in ways that can be quite personal. Leslie Headland deserves ire. She was the personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein. Why are you trying to gaslight everyone into like believing a false narrative? What's wrong with you? And then we've got stupid comments from Headland. Headland's already started to limit her exposure to online chatter. As a fan myself, I know how frustrating some Star Wars storytelling in the past has been. I felt it myself. I stand by my empathy for Star Wars fans, but I want to be clear. Anyone who engages in bigotry, racism or hate speech, I don't consider a fan. No one fucking cares what you think, you dickhead. You are the personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein, or were. You are scum. You are detritus. Anyway, thoughts down below. Bye now.